So welcome to the August energy forecast with myself, Roberta Robbins, and with Nancy Reed. We have been co-collaborating this for 3 months in a row now, which is so lovely. And we are live streaming right now for this forecast into the Cosmic Earth Weavers community. So hello, those that are here with us for that. And of course, we are recording this also so that it can be shared in other platforms. And we hope that it helps and inspires you. And we were just talking before we came into the community and started our live, is there is so much info. Like everyone is waking up and there's just so much talk about this month and Leo season, and that we have 2 full moons, and we just had Lunasa, the sacred wheel turned yesterday, and we have Lionsgate. We have so much. So our intention, and we will try our best to do this, is to kind of keep it more clean and clear for you. I'm always posting things, talking about things throughout the month. Nancy's got stuff that she does, plus beautiful other people and members within our community. So I'm sure each of you that have decided to tune into an energy forecast for the month, you are probably taking in so much information. So we just want to try to kind of keep it a little more clean and clear and simple, if we can, with all of what's going on for this month. And Nancy and I are like, yes, let's try to do that this month, because there is so many things. So hello to those that are here. I see Rosalie, Helen, and Cindy here. So hello. And of course, hello to everybody that comes on the replay and those in the other social media world posts that we will place this. So August 2023, apparently we are here, and wow for a month. Do we say this every month? Like there's a wowzer and a wowzer, and every month gets a little more wowzer. I haven't looked at September yet because I got to focus here. I'm like, it's going to be a little quieter. Probably not. Probably not. So I'm going to dive into some of the highlights of things. So obviously, here in August, we have had a turn of the sacred wheel. The sacred wheel, the Celtic sacred wheel, has 8 beautiful holy seasons that happen on it. And yesterday, it was Lunasa or Lammas. There's a few different ways that you can say this and pronounce this and spell this. And we typically celebrate it on the 1st of August, though it is one of the fire festivals of the year. There's 4 of them out of the 8 we consider fire, and they are actually in the mark of the halfway point. They are cross-quarter season, so that means their true date, so Lammas' true date, will be between where we had summer solstice and where we have autumn equinox. So there's going to be actually a true date. So if you see other people posting over the next few days, around the 6th, the 7th or so of August, that's just because that is the true cross quarter. But we have these kind of more fixed energetics that we keep on the calendar. So August 1st is the one for Lammas, or La Lunas. There's, like I said, so many ways to say it. I had a little bonfire. One of my closest friends came over. We had a bonfire. We actually created a new fire pit on the property, and it had a little fire, and I did all my little things yesterday. And this energy that comes in, so I just want to talk about this energy, of the sacred wheel first, of the season. Now, I also have to say of the season of the Northern Hemisphere, because in the Southern Hemisphere right now, they're doing Imbolc. And so it's a different part of the wheel. But I'm going to be focusing, obviously, because I'm in the Northern Hemisphere, and so is Nancy. And so I think is most of you that come to this. So we have this beautiful turn of the wheel, and it is marking the last fire festival of the year as we run through it, because October 31st, Samhain, is considered when we open and we start it, and that's our first fire festival. So this is our 4th one, our last one, but it is the first harvest. We have 3 more. So we have Mabon, and then we also have Samhain, which we consider harvest. So this is the first. So we're right now, and I invite you, my hope is that you'll just kind of settle a bit of your energy in with our forecast today, because there is such high frequency and so much. just to have a pause in a moment, that the light, of course, is waking up. We got a lot of light happening, but we see it in the crops. We see it in the fields. We see the beauty. We see the abundance. We're getting, corn is ready. The fruits, the vegetables, like our gardens are blooming. So it's the first big celebration of having the harvest, the gratitude, seeing abundance in that way of the bounty. That's our bounty of beautiful Mother Nature, and the bounty of those of us that have been working with our gardens, our flowers, our property, like the land, nurturing it. So there's that hard work that we've been doing and working with the land, the hard work of Mother Earth and the rain and the sun and everything. And now we kind of go pause and we go, look at it. Look at this beauty. Look at how this is filling up my life and my families and my friends, and we could feel that. So I invite you for this part of our talking about the sacred wheel turning, just feeling into that goodness and let it run. I feel it running, like tingling through my body, like just the goodness that's coming in, and allow yourself to find those moments that you can just settle into it too, which just slows us down a bit. And so Lammas Lunasa season lasts for about 6-ish weeks till we hit fall equinox, autumn equinox. So Maybon is what we call it. So we have a few weeks within the season. So that's around the 23rd, I think, is September, before we'll shift the wheel again. We'll turn the wheel again. Okay, so I invite that energy for you to steep into it for yourself, because the rest of the energy of this month, woo, baby. Woo, baby. So let's go into the woo, baby part. Leo season. Beautiful, fiery Leo season. Nancy's a sun sign Leo. My moon this year is in Leo. My transiting new sun return is in that space. So there's a lot of fire, right? And it's ruled by the sun, activation, self-awareness, self-actualizing in a deeper way throughout the astrological wheel. And it's just like there is abundance and joy and pleasure and happiness and play. And like there's just such goodness in Leo season. And if any of you that have children, I mean, this is like really their last part of their season before they're going to wind into thinking school. So there's just bring all that goodness in of what Leo season is till it's the 22nd, 23rd, where it will go into Virgo. And then we get grounded in. Okay, so we go from fiery sun Leo to August 23rd-ish, and then we go to Virgo, and Virgo's an earth sign, very grounded, practical, organized, which is needed, especially when kids are getting back to school, parents got to organize that. Plus, we personally, as adults, then start to think about what do we want? What do we need for the autumn season, right? So this Virgo energy that will come in towards the end of this month on the 23rd will help us shift, right? Remember, we're still in the beautiful abundance of earth and, that beauty. So anchor into it in a different way, but go out and play in this beautiful Leo season. What else do I want to say about that before we go into full moon? Nancy, do you want to add in anything at that, like this little point that we are with talking about the season in two different ways?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you were speaking, you may have noticed me grab my pen because I had some ideas come that I did not want to lose. And when you said like the goodness of this season right now, like yesterday, my son just kept coming up and he was like, what's good? Like instead of what's up, he was coming up and say, like, instead of saying what's up or how you doing, he was coming up to everybody and he's like, what's good? And I was like, oh my God, I love that so much. Like, and I was just like, that felt so for us yesterday, like the first of the month, like just, it was a really powerful, fun, playful, abundant day. And this reminder of just like looking around in the next few weeks and being like, what's good? Like, what is good in your life? What do you want to celebrate? What is right in front of you that wants to be rejoiced. What's good in you that you want to shine out in this Leo season and take that your own personal power and expand it out? So that was just a thought that came to me while you were speaking there. I was
Well,
just
I
like,
love that. Yes. So we're all going to be what's good.
this
That's
has a bad. Maybe I'll
beautiful.
get a recording and share it in
Um,
the group. But
You need to post it in some way. I think because that's excellent. And so thank your son for that. It's
he's
like,
a Leo also, so he's
yeah, that's good. So I think, how does that feel for everybody else, those that are here live with us? Like, what's good? And that's a great question just to ask ourselves morning and evening before we go to bed, because we need the reminder. We need to fill ourselves up because life is going so quickly. Time is not going to slow down. Time is changing. We've been saying this for quite a while now, and it's not going to change. So we gotta anchor and feel and breathe into the goodness. I love that. So yeah. What's abundant in my life? I just heard that, like, abundance, but what? Because we're all talking about abundance a lot these days too, right? So like how am I just overflowing already with goodness, with abundance? We're reminding ourselves that. And I just got a little download of, if you can have anything that brings, this is the perfect time. If you have an altar at home, freshen it up for this month, for this season, especially Lunasa season. Golds, crystals that are activating of gold energy, bright energy, sunstone, cistrine, like any of those onto your altar near you, around your home, charge things. This is the time to recharge, right? In that sunlight. And 2 beautiful full moons, which I'm going to get into here in a moment. This is a beautiful time to get your sacred tools and your sacredness of you out there, right? In the moonlight, in that sunlight, in the water, right? Listening to the breeze, the trees, like as I can see these big trees outside my window here, like taking that in, because we know these seasons are going to shift for us, especially those of us here in Canada. So get in and take in all that, breathe that in. 2 full moons. So I just want to talk about, this term blue moon. So we talk about this when I run my soul astrology. She's done the soul astrology, supported me with the soul astrology. There's quite a few members here that have taken the foundational courses with me. And when we talk about the moon wisdom and that part of the course, so there is the blue moon. There is when this happens, there's 2 ways this can happen. This month, the way it's happening is that we actually get 2 full moons in 1 month. So August 1st and August 30th. So I'm just going to give you guys those dates so that you have them if you don't already. So August 1st, we are recording here August 2nd right now. So we're still in this fullness illumination right now as we're recording this. So full moon came in yesterday at 2:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that was at 9 degrees. And so any of you that know how to read and where that is in your chart, you want to go in and see where that is. It was in Aquarius, so 9 degrees of Aquarius. So it was Aquarius full moon. And then our second one, like I said, is going to be August 30th. And it is Pisces and 7 degrees. And it's going to be at 9:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So shift that for wherever you guys are. So we are going from this one that we're in right now at the start of the month, of that it has evolutionary energy, right? The Aquarius is an air sign. It is the water barrier archetype symbol, but it's the air sign, and it's very it wants to be out there. It knows thyself. It's very individualized in itself, and yet is aware and wants to be part of a community, a collective, and the evolution of community and humanity. So there is the both. And that is really important because that's what we're working on. And we're working on that for a while now, of our sovereign, ourselves, our power, and how we can work and better the humanity and the collective together. So it's that essence that's coming in there, right? So you get the clarity and the energy of that air sign Aquarius. Full big moon, it's a super moon. So super moons mean that they're orbiting closer. They will seem bigger and brighter. So we have 4 of them in a row. This is the second one. So you will see that. You'll see super moon, Aquarius, all that, those titles coming up. So we're in that right now. And then the last one as we end this month will be Pisces, water, right? And the evolution of various things. Am I right? Why do I feel like it's funny how it just feels like I want to have a pause in that. I'm like, yeah, Pisces, like it's like quite a quick step almost. Like it happens every month, but there's something that just makes me feel, what? But it's like, we want you to go quickly and fast in a whole month from Aquarius to Pisces and out there even further, because Pisces is that last sign of the zodiac wheel. Like I said, it's water, it's emotional, it's highly intuitive, but it's out there dreaming, Neptunian energy, and it is also thinking collectively in a cosmic way, even further. So Aquarius is more the here now collective, what we're in, but then Pisces wants to take it further, and it wants to take it in such a deeper emotional flowing through the body and the knowingness of you. So that's what we end with, just with those 2. And then I just want to say our new moon, Leo, because it's in the Leo sign that we're in this season, and it's August 16th, 23 degrees. And it's at 5:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So those are our big moon phases through this month. And Nancy, did you want to add in anything into that yourself?
I absolutely do. So it's interesting, like numerologically, just as you were speaking, right? Like I was like, oh, what was yesterday again? And it was like, yes, it was that 7 and Queen of Diamonds energy. And so like the 7, the calling us higher, that collectiveness that you were just speaking of, like it just matched with the Aquarian energy so beautifully. Like I don't always find that, like the new, like the feelings that we're getting from the astrology of the moons matches like so on point with the numerology. Like there's always ties, of course, but this was like, oh, and like that Queen of Diamonds, like being of service in this physical world and of that collective body together. So taking care of yourself first and then going outwards. But more importantly, this August 30th energy, like the full moon, we think of like this great being able to release, burning things under the fire, letting them wash away in their waters, whatever it may be that works for you. But we have a 9 energy and a 9 of hearts energy on the 30th. So like this is your biggest release of the year. Like when you look at all of the full moons and all of the numerological dates, it's like, give yourself space that day to let go. Like make a point on your calendar to whatever your ritual may be. If you want to burn something, or maybe you've never had a ritual before and you're like, oh my God, what are you talking about? Like get a piece of paper, write out all the things that you just want to let go of, take it outside and burn it safely. We're in fire bans over here in BC. So, like just be aware, like you can still burn things safely. Or if that doesn't feel good for you, bury it in the earth, let it wash away in the river, whatever it may be that feels good, but intentionally do something to let yourself physically let go so that you can go inwards more and have more spaciousness for what it is that you want. All this, what's good. Like sometimes we need to make more room in our body and in our heart. So that the 9 of hearts energy, like really that going inward, like Roberta spoke about with the Piscean energy too, right? So just really thought that was a good time to talk about that instead of later.
Yeah, perfect. And I did notice that myself, even when I was looking ahead, where I have, of course, my astrology on my calendar, my day numbers, and I've gotten into adding now all of the other, like what we're talking about, like that 9 of hearts and that. And I did notice that. I was like, Ooh, we got a 9-9 happening there, right? And within the heart. And so I'm glad, yes, perfect for that's coming in. And I also see that, because it is the second full moon, we have those endings. That 9 is about, letting go, endings to start a new chapter. And we hear that a lot right now. I'm sure a lot of us are in this, I call it the kind of like the in-between little space where everything's not clean and clear yet, but we know that we're not going back. We know there's something moving us forward. And in that space of releasing and letting go and moving forward into the unknown, into more fuller of who we are and what we're meant to be doing for this next phase, it's not that we haven't been doing and everything. It's just that we're being asked for more of ourselves. And of course, this Lionsgate, which we'll get to Lionsgate energy portal here, is going to accelerate that. But I also think as we let go, and as Nancy says, like either burn, release, it is water. So even water releasing rituals, we're in Virgo even, right? Like something of the land, whatever that is, I'm hearing very clearly, interesting. I'm hearing the words like having a burial of the releasing and the grieving and the sadness that sometimes is there when we're letting go of something, letting go of what has been, but also the beautiful gifts and everything that comes with it. So allow those feelings, emotions to come through and release them with just so much love and gratitude. Okay, adding all that in. Okay, so we have done Lunasa, we have done moons, we've talked about Leo, Virgo, and well, we haven't talked a lot about Virgo. I'm going to give it a little bit more of Virgo. Let me go into Virgo a little bit more since, so we can end this kind of part. So you heard me talk about Leo, the energetics of that Virgo earth sign. It's also ruled by Mercury, Virgo. So the mind, that Mercury helps with the communication, the organization on all those things that are coming in. So there's going to be those energetics. So we want to feel that difference and know that Virgo is going to be bringing us some really different energetics. The low side of Virgo can be too structured, too critical, too much focus into like these particular areas and doing things like your way. So even though like if I need something organized and created and seen and different things, I want to call my Virgo friends. And yet the downside, because we all have these other shadow, darker sides of all of our signs and planets and wherever they are in our chart, we have to watch that we don't get too rigid and too focused, especially with the fact that we are unweaving. We are undoing. We are in a great undoing. So we have to create a little bit more space for something to be different. Something to be different for yourself and your routines and structures for the fall and maybe your children, all those things. So allow there to be some breathability into Virgo. So Virgo season, not towards the end of August, but it's going to, I hate to say it, it'll be here before we know it, right? It will be. So just knowing that shift, right? And I just want to talk about that downsides. And I probably said this last month when we did the forecast about Leo. So Leo's just so positive, creative, like it's just play, it's fun, it's so great, Leo, right? But yet the upside down, the darker side can be a boss, too controlling, trying to, take over all the energetics, too much in a space or a room, right? It can just be too much. Like think lion, rah, right? And when I say Virgo is that maiden energy, right? There's a softness and a flow that's meant to be there. But Leo, freaking hear me roar, strength and courage, but we've got to learn how to balance it in a very healthy, whole way. So just watch those fiery energies, right? So as we move on to the other big topic that people have been chatting about, and we have lots of info that comes in about this, more and more people are waking up to this Lionsgate and the 8-8 portal. What the freak is it? Why do we hear from that it starts in July and it ends over here, but then they were talking about the 8-8, and like there's sometimes could be a little confusion. What the heck, right? So every month, like last month, we had the 7-7 portal, right? This month 8-8, So we have those every month, right? We have a portal energy that comes in like that. And we see those portal days, like even Nancy said, the 30th, second full moon, which will be considered the full moon, which I didn't tell you what the other way you can find a full moon. I have to come back to that for you guys. But it's the second full moon of the month, and that's considered the blue moon. Okay. So you get that 9-9 day, and you don't have to worry like Roberta, Nancy, I don't understand what this 9 of hearts quite is. Kind of, you just take the notes that we are saying, the energetics. Okay. Don't worry about this. Even with me and seeing the degrees, just, if you don't know, it's okay. Do you take those essence that are meant to be in there for you? Okay. That's a portal day, the 30th. So make sure you have the 8-8 marked down, energetic portal day. I'm going to talk about these portals. I love talking about portals. Nancy's going to share her bit in there too. And that 9-9 is a portal day. And no doubt that probably Nancy's going to show us some other things in numerology throughout the month too. But when we see that, right, there's a heightened flow of energy. So the portal itself is this opening. It's right. It's an opening. It's a doorway. And the energy flows in a different way. And it could be very quick and it takes us somewhere else. And so the Lion's Gate, the 8-8 portal, which we consider that is the illumination flow of the 8-8, is this hyper aligned portal of the sun and Sirius, the star of Sirius, and this opening that is so quick and vast and very cosmic. And the energy just keeps on building and flowing and coming to us physically and here spiritually. So that Lion's Gate time frame we get, which is usually the 26th of July to the 12th of August. It's like kind of this opening container for us. And then we have the 8-8-8. But what we also have is when the true alignment, because this is about alignment of the sun when it's in Leo, Lion Leo sign. So when the sun is in Lion Leo, which is where we are right now, when the sun and the star of Sirius, which is very connected to Egyptian times, cosmic light, activations, DNA, like it's high energy frequency. It's when they align and when they're lining and coming up in through the horizon. And so Nancy and I did a quick little check before we came here. It's like, what is the actual date? Because every year that actually happens. It doesn't always happen on the 8-8-8. It's not to take away from that 8-8 portal, because it's still a portal and still powerful. But this year, when that happens, it's the 12th of August. So that horizon time of those two, that's the peak time actually this year. And then we have like closing and opening of energies, right? Like everything, like there's an opening and closing. We talk about shadow period times of retrogrades and stuff like that. So that's why you also get this when they're getting closer, they give you a period of a time. So there's just going to be, and just tell you about the themes there of this energy. I wrote some of them down to make sure I had some key ones here. So I've said some of these, but it's that increased flowing cosmic energy between, and I'm going to repeat this, between the physical, so we're going to feel it, and our spiritual realm, spiritually within our spiritual self, our soul self, and spiritually collectively in that flow, what that feels like. I've already told you that it's the sun and star of Sirius has an alignment horizon. It is activating DNA. I did a little post last week about how I've been seeing golden downloads, coding coming in, very Egyptian. And then I was like, I needed it to be pointed out by a few people going, of course it's Egyptian, blah, 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 coming in. So there's just coding. You might be seeing things, feeling something. And if you're not, it's okay, because it is happening. There's an activation happening within our DNA to help heal, enliven, to awaken, to come back to our pure source self. It's activating our human energy. It's increasing the high, like our fields with high vibrational energy frequency codes. It's a lot about ascension. The light codes are ascension, mastery, and evolution. So you'll see that word evolution a lot with the next well with the Lion's Gate itself. So this and that evolution and the energies coming in because of Star of Sirius. And because of sun and illumination and the portal of it. Okay. So there's like three, that's why it's like things moving together so that it comes in and flows in. So Nancy, what do you got there when it comes to this whole Lionsgate 8-8 portal and the energetics through that time?
So let's just start with the day of the 8th. So numerologically, we have the 5 of diamonds partnered with the 5 energy. So like double fives here. Last month, July, was our 5 month. Roberta and I are both fives. Change, evolution, like, so remembering that we are amplifying that change is not a bad thing. Like, so many times we hear the word change and people like freeze, or you get super excited, right? But it's like knowing that this change that is coming is for your highest good. It's for your own personal highest good. It's for humanity's highest good, and to be able to embrace it. And the diamonds is like a very physical energy. So it's like it's coming in, we are feeling it. We will start to witness it we'll actually see it. You know, the whole believe, seeing is believing is seeing, you know, that whole idea, right? You'll actually start to see reflections of your manifestations coming forward at that time, and to be open and willing. And so the energy that has been building up to it over the last week or so and coming up is that very physical amplifying energy. So over the next we're at the 6 days as we're building up, really be intentional, be aware of what it is that you would like to call in. What's good already around you? Let's amplify that. What other goodness do you want to be willing to call in? And then when we get to that 8 energy, and as we talked about it's not just that day, but it is all, as humans, it's also very awesome to have that point. You know, think of it like Christmas and your birthday and stuff. Like we celebrate the Christmas season for like a month, but we love having that one day, right? So I am really kind of feeling that with this. Like, once again, like on the 30th, be intentional on that day and do something to celebrate whatever that feels to you. Obviously, if you could do it in the themes of sunlight and Leo and your own personal power, remember to always, especially in this month, bring it back to yourself and your power, not what everybody else is doing, and what feels good for you. So just because Roberta might be having this incredible ceremony doesn't mean that I have to. For me, if it means that I have 5 minutes, that's okay. You know, like, so please remove all comparison. Like, but that feels really important for this as well. And then on the 12th, the actual day of, we have the 9 paired with the Ace of Diamonds. So the Ace of Diamonds really wants to be this new pathway presented to us. So all of the stuff that we've been building up, and we're okay with the 9, just take a deep breath, let all expectation go, and let the universe surprise you. Let it deliver the things that you want in your heart and in your soul, and allow that new path to be presented as you move forward with this fun energy.
Love it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So hope you guys are writing, highlighting. I just highlighted to my 8, my 5 of diamond, the 5 a day, 5-day number. So I guess, and I got the 30th highlighted too on my calendar, right? So we have these things, we have these full moons highlighted, like all these points. And the shift on, you know, where we go into the different season, like that might just be a highlighted day for you, just to anchor in. And yeah, like Nancy said, like, do what you need to do. Don't compare yourself. And those of you that can be like me, who have run circles, that have do big ceremony, that whatever it's been, there's also this letting go. Like, I've just literally had to let go of 2 things I put out there, and it's like, oh, so what do I want to do? I just want to do something with me. And oh, I invited a friend, right? Like, change, we're being asked to change even what we've done before. So been someone that's done all these big ceremonies or ways that you've done ritual, you're being asked to flip it up and over. So just listen. And it could be as simple as knowing what the day is, even when you wake up in the morning and go, yeah, this is high energy day. This is a day of change. This is a day of endings. This is a day of whatever, you know, so I'm open. May I align with it? And that's can be more than enough. I align, I open myself up to be guided through this day beautifully and gracefully. Yeah. Whew. Okay, before we go into our any other numerology and stuff like that, I think I got most of my stuff done, but I just wanted to go back to that the blue moon. And I said it happens in two ways when we say a blue moon. Of course, we have a blue moon this month on the 30th. It's because 2 full moons in 1 month. The other way that this can happen is in an astrological season, like a big season, like the spring, summer, autumn, winter. Normally we have 3 moons within that, but when we get a 4th one added in there, that it can be considered a blue moon too. So there is another way. So sometimes you might get a little confused when you hear it in a different way. Most of us know it as the 2 full moons in 1 month, but there is another way that we can get a full moon just by it being an extra one in a like a season, astrological season. So just want to put that in there for you if that comes up for anybody going, oh, what happened? I've heard it in this way. So that's that. Nancy, give us the Baker Fuller picture here of, we have not talked quite yet about the month itself going into being a 6 energy. We went from a 5 in July. Now we're in 6. The whole month, all of us are in a 6 energy month or in a 7 energy year, all of us. Plus we all have our personal energy. Nancy and I can help you with that. There's other lovely members if you guys want to go deeper with any of these. So Nancy, take it away with the rest of all the things that are going on when it comes to numerology.
You bet. So last month, July, we were in that 5. We were talking about the change, the evolution. Now we're moving into the 6, and this 6 is created by a 1 plus 5. So it can be done different ways, 3 plus 3, 2 plus 4. Doesn't really matter. What the matter is the 1 plus 5 energy. So it feels like we're adding to all of the beauty of July, and like, what changes did you experience? What came forward for you in a good way? Now let's add that 1 and make it a little bit more harmonious. Let's smooth out those rough edges. Let's make it a little bit more less bumpy. If I feel like last month was a little bit bumpy for some, and this month we want to just create this space. So the 6 is so beautiful. Like, think of the roundness and the fullness of it. It wants you to slow down. It wants you to pause. It wants you to take breaths through all of this. It's a very harmonious number. And specifically for this, like in 2023, it's really asking us to embrace love, 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 and acceptance. So a friend of mine said this to me the other night, and I went, yeah, of course that's what it is. I was born in this month. And everybody, it was a large group of people, and we all laughed, but I loved that everybody did resonate with that, like how I was able to be like, yeah, that's me in a nutshell kind of thing. So it was like, okay, what does that actually mean for the rest of us though, right? And it's like, okay, there's a lot of energy this month as we look through each of the days of balance. Like, so there's many days where the numerology number, like the 8, for example, is paired, the cardology that it's paired with is also an even number. So 8 and 2 of diamonds, for example, next Friday, both are even numbers. So throughout the month, every time we have a even number, we have the cardology number is an even number matched with it. And same when we go with the odds. And I haven't necessarily paid attention to that before, but that really stood out to me this month. So it is really this balance. We want to balance our heads and our hearts together. We want to take away any of that competition, like, oh, your mind says this and your heart says this. This is really the time and the space to allow them to come together. And the energy really is supporting that. It's like, okay, it's not giving us this, it's giving us days that are feeling balanced. We're not feeling this contrast in that. So allow that just to rise up. And we start out the month in this very physical energy as we're moving through the diamonds. And then we run through the clubs, which is our minds, and then we move back into our hearts again. So just being aware that there is this, but it's okay. You can have these thoughts, you can love them, you can accept them, you don't have to judge them, bring them into your heart, see what it is that they're trying to tell you, and then choose. You always get to be at choice. Is that what you want to feel? And then I also want to speak about 8, like the month of August is an 8 energy, the month itself, right? Not depending on the year. And that, so that 8 is that harmony and flow, the infinite, like, so just stay in that energy this month. This is how you will move through it and experience all that is good, what's good. And the best way to stay in this energy is to be in the present moment. So don't worry about what happened last month. Don't worry about what happened 7 years ago on this day, or what's happening in September. Like, we've talked a bit about what is coming in September, that Virgo energy of that preparedness, but that's Virgo's problem. Later in the month, we can get into that. But right, especially in this first few weeks of the month, enjoy the sun, enjoy the summer, enjoy this energy, all the abundance, and get out there and play, renew. There's a lot of renewal energy with this as well. An oil that I wanted to quickly touch on that just was basil. So that's the oil of renewal. So we talked earlier about recharging all of our tools while we're out and about right now, getting them out into these powerful moons in the sun. Incorporate basil oil or basil plant. Like, I just planted a new one last week and was like, oh, and it's thriving. Like, I came home from a 3-day camping trip and I was like, oh, look how much that's grown this week. But bring it into your simmer pots, for example, or into your salads, in your cooking, whatever you want, but just allow that energy to support you as well, the essence of the basil plant. And if you don't have it, just call it in. You don't have to physically have it in front of you. A few other things, numerology. What else did I have written down? I have so many notes everywhere. Just really allow, when this balancing your thoughts, just remember, like, don't fall into that victim pattern if you can. And if you feel like you are, reach out to somebody. Hopefully you have a close friend that can check you and be like, no, you're right. Or no, you know what? You're allowing those mind games to play. Allow yourself creative self-expression in this time. Trust your higher power. Don't miss out on opportunities to play. Say yes to life. Practice self-love and self-care. Remember that it's inside you. It's not outside. Don't look for others to give you happiness. And really find some time to get creative this month, whatever that means to you. Again, like, I love to paint and photography, so does Roberta, like all of these things, but maybe that's not what it is for you. Maybe it's cooking delicious meals, maybe it's writing, maybe it's singing, whatever it may be. Maybe it's dancing. So I have to tell you the story. We're at the water slides yesterday and this song came on and we looked over and this boy was not standing there right before, but as soon as the song, it was Firework by Katy Perry. Don't necessarily love the song, but the energy that this boy exuded, he was probably like this 8-year-old boy. He danced like nobody's business. Me and the kids just stood there watching him like, wow. And I'm like, that is the energy that we want for this month of August. Like, and as soon as the song ended, he was gone. Like, we didn't see where he went in the group of people. And Declan was just like, he was a song angel that was just set down at this time, but there was something in his energy that just spoke this month for me, right? And so, and then I started thinking about the lyrics and it was like, yes, like, like that whole self-power, like, really let your Leo energy shine. That's where I was trying to go with that. But there were so many beautiful things that happened yesterday that were just this energy of just being in that present moment and letting your body express it outwards as well. And yeah, I feel like I could go on. Oh, there was one blend I really wanted to share. So I made this the other day. I'm calling it my gratitude blend. So it's really grateful heart. So it's 6 drops of green mandarin, 1 drop of ylang ylang, 3 drops of rose, and 2 drops of the spikenard. And I think Roberta remembers that I spoke about that one last week, and she was like, spikenard, what is that? But apply this to your heart space daily, put it in your diffuser. If you want to fancy up your roller bottle, add in some rosebuds or petals that make you feel love and luxurious, and enjoy. And may your heart be enriched by the song of gratitude.
Love that. Gratitude dancing and oil blends and all the fun of play. And I'm glad you brought it into like Leo is the heart of Leo. Strong, pure, courageous, love. And it's like it is this beacon. It's beautiful. So really lean into this beautiful Leo season and lean into that sun. And like I said, it's the first 3 weeks, good 3 weeks of this month. So, we're mainly in Leo season. And then we'll have that beautiful shift. And it's just the gentle shift. Nancy and I probably could keep on going on. Nancy, I want to go back to what was the question that your son, I need to write it down. What was the question?
What's good? What's good?
What's just simple? What's good? So instead of what you're doing or how's it going and all those things. So what's good? I wanted to write that down so I personally remember. And you have this beautiful oil blend that you've added in as a beautiful gift to let people know. And it's like, and also get out there, guys, like harvest. Like I've lavender, the roses. I'm about to go get my first golden zucchini out of my garden today. I've been taking in like the raspberry bush that I have in the backyard, and we have blackberries too. Like enjoy the collecting and the harvest of things and how that's coming into your body, but things that you can make and have. And like I even just some of my bundles, my lavender bundles and the rose petals, they're just on, like I have altar shelves and stuff around me. So like even putting them there so I can see them and that I remember that I've done this, right? So many beautiful, colorful ways to bring in happiness and joy into our lives right now. Like show us pictures, take pictures of your garden, whatever you're doing. We want to see. Let's fill up the community. Like I said, I know this is being shared in different platforms, but the Cosmic Earth Weavers community, share what you're doing. If you pull a card, if you've gone to harvest something, I want to feel it. Let's feel it from each other if we can. And just get some fun and light. If you're doing a dance off with a song or your favorite song, share the favorite song with us. And get moving, right, in those ways. So let's do that too, because we need more of that. We need more of the good, positive stuff. Can you hear the motorcycle going by? Okay, my window's open. Okay, so he's gone. I'm not going to go into a lot of the retrogrades, but I do want to just make note. We have 2 more planets going retrograde at the end of this month. One is our favorite planet that goes retrograde 3 to 4 times a year. Our favorite, right? Mercury is going to go retrograde. Just a little heads up. So that date is August 23rd. Interesting enough, it's also when we move into Virgo, and it's Mercury rules Virgo. So just, and then Uranus goes retrograde August 28th. But in this month, we have like a lot of our planets are retrograde. That happens every year. It's not a weird ass thing that goes on like, oh my gosh. No, that just means we're really like getting a bit of a slowdown and in like a reflection of things and review, right? That's what those retrogrades are. So we're going to gently move into that new season of Virgo with all these planets, a little bit of a slowdown and clarity. Those retrogrades gives us some more different perspective and clarity. So we've all been asking for that clarity. I mean, that's a top thing I see all the time. So just to know about that. Do we feel complete?
Yeah.
I hope you guys are taking some notes, and if you haven't taken notes and didn't feel that way, that you needed to, or little things on your calendar, trust that whatever you need, it has absorbed in, and just then let it all go. Let it all go. Like I said, there's so many things that we can be reading and sharing out there on social media world. Trust what you need. Let us absorb in, sink in, and let it all go and enjoy. But we really hope that this has supported you guys in different ways. You can always come back to it. Of course, Nancy and I, you'll see us in different ways throughout the Cosmic Earth Weavers community, and other beautiful members. Nancy did do a Wednesday members workshop 2 weeks ago. Was it already 2 weeks ago? Something like that. Maybe it was just last week. On weaving the magic of essential oils into
It was last week.
It was just last week. So she did a lovely workshop there. For those of you that are in the Cosmic Earth Weavers watching this, just a reminder, go to the guides tab. I have it all organized in there for you guys, right? You scroll down, easily see what the topic is, who it is, and you just go and watch it. So Nancy did do that. And I just want to say, yesterday on August 1st on Lunasa, I did a guided Lunasa activation, which can be used through this entire season, but it's well worth to be used in different ways. You need 35 minutes for it. I put the time marker, but it was powerful, magical activations. I highly recommend that too. And I mean, we have so much goodness. The other one I've been meaning to share and just mention is Veronica a few weeks ago did one on breath work. And I myself have been using some of it. And I also want to go back and re-listen to all the different ones that she did. And we neglect our breath. Most of us are. I know myself. At times I can tell I'm not breathing in a full deep cycle of things. And it's well worth to go look at that one too, from a Wednesday's member share with Veronica, the power of the breath. It's simple, it's easy, and we all need it. But we have many beautiful things in there, but those two have just been speaking really loud to me. And even if you think you know essential oils, there's always something more to learn. We've also had Julie in doing essential oils at times, and Nancy's done some other stuff. And like I'm so blessed of the members and the community, how we're just sharing. So come into that. And those, if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, I add the link if you want to come into the group and see what we're doing and add some magic and play and be collaborative and that together. So thank you, Nancy, for being here once again for us to play and also share what we see here in our astrological numerologically. Is that even numerologically? That's a big word. And all the other things. So, and thank you, the members that have popped in, that have stayed with us. Rosalie, you've been there the whole time. I've seen that. And I know those that will be here on the replay. Thank you. Enjoy August. Enjoy. And we'll see you guys when we see you. Bye for now, guys.